Okay. This is literally finna be real quick, right fast. So, greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus, Pimp Sunkiss, coming at y'all right quick, right fast, literally for just a real quick pull. Do a weekend forecast, okay? Real quick weekend forecast. Rarely, I rarely shuffle on camera because my setup don't usually permit, but I got a cool little setup going on right here, okay? So, weekend love and money forecast for the collective, okay? Definitely got some energies trying to run interference, honey. I don't know who that is, but they gonna have to get the hell up out of here. All right. All right. Okay. So we got some intro messages, and then I'm still going to. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Weekend. Okay. Weekend love and money forecast for the collective. Weekend love and money forecast for the collective. All right. So there's two cards that came out directly for the answer, and I am going to sit them here. All right. It's the first intro message that came out, and it is death. Okay, we got the death card. This is from the Sun and Moon Tarot. Okay, so we got the death card here. It's the first card that came out. It is an intro message. So, honey, it's been a whole lot of death energy, and I don't even mean that on the literal sense. I'm talking about spiritual death. I'm talking about death to disservicing cycles, death to disservicing circumstances, death to disservicing relationships, honey, death to old, worn out habits, and just all of the things that's just worn out, tired, and through, honey. So that's what this is giving. If you've been pussyfooting, if you've been slow dragging, if you've been stalling yourself out on bringing death to the disservicing things in your life in its entirety, and this don't just mean cutting off disservicing people. What is the energy that is attached to them? Remember, for we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with the principalities of good and evil. That's energy, that's spirit. Okay? So remember, you can get the flesh of something out your vicinity, but that energy may still be lingering. You got to wipe that up out of there. You got to also ask your divine realm to help you wipe that up out of there, okay? And many of us already have, and the divine realm is answering our call. And they're going to be answering it very loud and clear this weekend, amongst making it very loud and clear that any ties and things that you have already brought a right and reasonable death to, you're going to be getting major confirmation that you did the right thing, okay? So any extra residual apologetic energy that you may have for it, any little residual guilt or fears that you may have for it, bringing death to disservicing cycles, disservicing relationships, disservicing circumstances, disservicing energies and such in your life, disservicing habits, honey, you're about to be getting straight up confirmation that you did the straight up right thing. And like I said, those little residual apologetic guilt energies, all of that confirmation is going to help wipe the rest of that out. It's just going to be up to you to make sure that you maintain your gains, all right? Now, let me get this other one over here that fell all the way over here for whatever reason. All right, it's over to the left of me, honey. So I guess that's my feminine side. There's some feminine energy over here. So that one fell to the right. So I guess they came from the masculines. And this one is coming from the feminines, y'all. No mind that, it's just little sinuses going in and out the house this morning and things. Just, the temperatures fluctuate. All right, y'all, guess what? They correlate, okay? They correlate. This is exciting. Ten of Swords in reverse, okay? Ten of Swords in reverse. So that's a lot of confirmation in itself from what I just said about, death to the servicing thoughts, death to the servicing circumstances, death to the servicing relationships. All of that is coming to an end. The heartbreak, the residual feelings, any of that like negative energy that was bringing you down, that feeling of sadness, feelings of, depressive energy trying to pull you back. It don't live here anymore. Okay, the love is coming back into the room with us. The happiness, the joy, the festivities is coming back into the room with us. And you can give yourselves a round of applause because this will also be a reflection of you. I must do also say, well, let me hold that thought and let me go ahead and get into the specificities of the cards that came out for me asking for the love and money forecast for the weekend. All right, so we have. This correlates with what I was already channeling and what I was about to say. So I heard y'all. I see why y'all said hold that thought. Okay, so I got some good news and some challenging news. The good news is these confirmations will also be letting you know exactly where you are in your path. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be letting you know the straight up truth of where you are in your path. So if you've been half-assing, if you've been, getting to the door and then just sitting down and being like, if you've been only calling on God when you feeling the type of way, It's gonna make some things clear. That don't mean you ain't got no blessings coming in. That don't mean, it's gonna be a travesty or anything. It's just the confirmations that are coming in over the weekend will be making it clear where you are in your path. And you need to know. You pray for this, okay? You need to know so that you can figure out what you need to do to get all the way in alignment with your higher self and your highest good, okay? So, what we have here first is the Two of Swords, okay? The Two of Swords is the first card that came out for our love and money weekend forecast. So we got some decisions to make. It's going to be quite a few things being put on the table. It's going to be quite a few things being said. Could even be quite a few things just being said in your own head. So don't fret if you don't find yourself, having no, intense, deep conversations. Okay? I do pick up some intense, deep conversations, but for some of y'all and a lot of y'all, it ain't even about all that. And some of the intense, deep conversations that you're going to be having, you need to be paying attention to the energy that's flowing. You need to be paying attention more so to the vibe, how it's making you feel. Literally, get a better sense of your nervous system and how it reacts and what it feels like in your body as well. And so, with this Two of Swords, pay attention here too. In this deck, it is labeled peace, right? So there's surrender energy here. And this is because a lot of us have been surrendering to the divine design. A lot of us have been allowing ourselves to go ahead and be like, look, Jesus, take the wheel. God, take the wheel. Whatever you call your most high. A lot of us have just been like, hey, clearly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Y'all go ahead and handle it. And right on the money, honey, because at that rate, we've done enough. And we need to realize that we are still human. As powerful as we are, as much as we are extensions of God, sometimes, especially when we extra gifted and extra smart and all of that good stuff and talented and all that good stuff, it's real easy for us to get in God's way because we're so good at alchemizing and co-collabing with God that we forget sometimes we need to just sit down and shut the entire fuck up and let God do what they do, honey, right? And so that's a part of this. And so I said it to say, as we get into this card here, the Judgment card. There's judgment coming in, and I mean that literally in a karmic sense. There is karma showing itself very, very, very extensively clear this weekend. Okay? And so that's why I said too that the confirmations that come in over this weekend is gonna let you know exactly where you are in your path. Yeah? Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of us have some real great blessings, some real good karma coming in this weekend. And it's the ultimate confirmation of all the divine design decisions that you have made. Oh, 1111 flash right as I said that. And then I'm not gonna lie, on the other end, some folks finna start having some car problems. Some folks finna get exposed. Some folks' lives are about to overflow in the way that their bullshit is catching all the way up with them. I ain't gonna lie. You might see quite a few fight videos over this weekend. And some of them people getting beat up. They probably had it coming. I ain't saying they did. I'm just channeling, honey. I ain't saying I wasn't there. I'm just saying what's channeling. Okay? We finna start seeing a lot of people over the weekend receive blessings, real big blessings, real big blessings, real big news, real big vindication also. Real big vindication. We finna start seeing and having some people, a lot of people, getting money that they're owed. Money that they're owed. Apologies that they're owed. And some people gonna be getting some doors slammed in their face that they're owed also. Some, hey, I've been forgave you. I appreciate the apology, but the door is closed. Peace. You feel me? So, honey, yeah, okay. It was another message channeling through that I really don't want to say, but the spirit is telling me to go ahead and say it, okay? And this is a trigger warning. Trigger warning. Okay? Some of y'all are in some relationships and you keep getting messages that are warning you about some dangers going on. You keep getting messages about a need to be afraid in the relationship that you're in. You keep getting messages about this person doing the most in, whatever ways. You just keep getting these different messages and signs and signals that it may be best for you to pump your brakes in this relationship and or leave and or stand up for yourself and or call someone. And I'm looking, the book of Psalms just made itself apparent to me as I'm speaking on this. And Spirit is saying that this weekend is going to confirm exactly where you are in your path. And it's not anyone's fault how other people decide to use their free will. But let me bring this Two of Swords back up here. Because another meaning of this Two of Swords is a false sense of peace through complacency and passiveness. Whereas And I'm gonna bring this even closer to y'all, okay? She don't have no face. Can you see it? If y'all can see it, hold on. Let me try to bring. Here we go. Here we go. She don't have no face, and there's still a blindfold over her eyes, and she just got her swords up. And typically in this deck, also the eyes are usually closed, but it's very interesting that in this one, I mean, typically in this card, the eyes are usually closed or covered in some type of way, but it's very interesting that in this particular deck, she does not have a face at all, and her eyes are still covered, and it gives. If I close my eyes and just keep my swords up, no one can hurt me. I'm at peace. I'm at peace because I got my swords up and my eyes are closed. I see no evil. I hear no evil because my swords are up. So if anyone comes over here, they're getting fucked up because my swords are up. That ain't the protection you think it is. Because your eyes are closed. You see no evil. You hear no evil. But you're surrounded by evil. You're in the presence of evil. You're sleeping with evil. You're waking up with evil. You're eating with evil. You're sleeping with evil in other ways. And yeah, your swords are up, but you can't see to use them. Your swords are up, but they're just sitting there. Anybody can run by and snatch them out of your hand. And now, you know you done fucked up, right? So, this weekend, some false senses of peace and some relationships are also going to be made very clear. Some false senses of security in some relationships are going to be made very clear. Yeah, that escalated quickly. So I would love to shift that energy. Let's pull one more card. Let's get it from this deck. Let's get it from this deck. Hey, and this is the Millennial Tarot. It's really cute. It's really cute. It comes with a guidebook and shit. Really cute way that it goes in here and everything too. Yeah, so just gonna pull up outro, a message, okay, some calls to action, okay, love and money, calls to action for the rest of the week. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. Yes. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, aka the Queen of Swag, okay, Queen of Coins, and the Magician, aka the Tech Visionary. Yes, I love this, and it's pink and green. So I want to say what's understood don't have to be explained, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what I'm channeling. So, as I said, and Spirit is saying this is specifically for the people. Y'all gonna know who y'all is once y'all get these weekend confirmations, honey. Okay, so this is specifically for the people that is on, like, you know, the side of like God's favorite or some shit right now. Like, basically, y'all's progress report is on point. Y'all's report card, y'all's record, y'all's quota is up and stuck when it comes to y'all's spiritual wealth and spiritual romance and all of that shit. So yeah. And y'all are being rewarded, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and include myself in it. We are being rewarded, okay? So, it's about to be oh goodness, so excited, okay? And that's it, like, that's another reason, that's 2022 flash right at that moment. As I said that, so, as these confirmations are coming in, it's gonna be made very apparent how you are the Queen of Swag. Don't get lost in the sauce of the gender energies and such. And also how you are the Magician and have been the Magician, because remember me saying the confirmations that come in this week will let everyone know exactly where they are in their path. And this is going to be like, it's going to be made so apparent that whatever these blessings are and confirmations are, you manifested it. You did it. You did it. It was your vision. You did it. You executed it. Not only in the material sense, but in the energetic sense. In the energetic sense, in the 21 flash, as soon as I said that, in the energetic sense, in the spiritual sense, your spiritual wealth frequency is up and stuck, honey. Yes. And so that's why, honestly, like, I could give a whole lot of like detailed visions of what I'm seeing, but I don't want to do that. And Spirit is also saying not to do that because they want it to be they want it to be made very clear to you through your own path what you did. You know how Snoop be like, I want to thank me. I like to thank me. Yes, you're going to be thanking God, but God also wants to make it very clear to you to thank you. When these blessings and confirmations come in, they are making it 222 flash. And again, they are making it very clear to you to thank you because you did this. You did this. It's been a long time coming, but you made the change come. Oh yes, you did. Because this ain't even just from this lifetime. This is coming from several past lifetimes also. And with that being said, I'll be back later with my past life oracle cards to tap into, you know, what past life things are we being rewarded for in this lifetime. You know, something a little fun, you know, a little bit more insightful also, like a follow-up to this reading. But this is really great and really cool. And hey, I wish everyone the best. And I hope that, hey, my Divine Design Soul Tribe is all on the right side of right, okay, up here. Like this here, okay. Okay, up here with this, all this right here like this here, okay. Yeah. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I am thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you could be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless that comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in always light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.